XRP is going to the moon, and here's why. Since the start of the SEC lawsuit, the price of XRP has been bearish, but recently this crypto is witnessing a bullish trend, which signifies an important news update is about to happen. Rumor has it that the SEC and Ripple are working on a settlement, and the crypto company will get away with a slap on the wrist. Now, if that happens, XRP's price will skyrocket overnight. And that's not all. We have a lot of news lined up for you today, so stick around to the end of the video. Hello guys, and welcome to Moneyside, your favorite crypto news channel. If you are new here, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you get updated whenever we drop new content. To my Moneyside fam, welcome back. Hey, don't forget to hit that like button if you found this video engaging and informative. Now, to start us off, here's this article that was posted on forecast.news, which states, underscoring the growing importance of instant messaging and online chat rooms in the workplace, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has gone back to court in its lawsuit against Ripple Labs, this time to demand access to more communications between Ripple employees on Slack, a popular chat and messaging application used by businesses. In a letter dated August 9th to U.S. Magistrate Judge Sarah Netburn, SEC attorney Jorge Tinero complained that a massive quantity of Slack data from Ripple was missing from discovery and that the SEC was entitled to see those messages. According to the SEC, Ripple failed to properly collect and review the Slack messages of 33 people whose workplace communications both parties previously had agreed to search through and share with the other. The messages included direct messages, multi-party instant messages, and chat messages posted on public channels open to all Ripple employees. Information the SEC says could be vitally important for the agency to build a complete and accurate record for summary judgment and trial. Ripple agreed at the outset of discovery to search for and produce responsive Slack data, but now in the waning days of fact discovery, suddenly refuses to do so on the basis of Ripple's mistakes in gathering that data, Tinero wrote. Yet the relatively few Slack messages Ripple has produced have yielded critically important information not contained in emails or other documents that the SEC has repeatedly used in depositions to refresh Ripple's employees' dwindling recollections. Had Ripple properly searched and produced all responsive Slack messages, the SEC would have almost certainly been able to refresh the recollection of other deponents. Tinero added, Ripple's data error and refusal to produce the documents were highly prejudicial to the SEC, which had already deposed 11 Ripple witnesses using incomplete records of their communications, according to Tinero. The wrangling over Slack messages is the latest battle between the SEC and Ripple as their litigation slogs through its discovery phase, the process of exchanging information, taking testimony, and trying to fend off access by the other side to gain legal advantages. Last December, the SEC filed a lawsuit against Ripple, alleging that the San Francisco-based payment company's sale of XRP was an unregistered securities offering worth over $1.38 billion US. In the same lawsuit, the SEC also named Ripple's CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, and Executive Chairman Chris Larson as co-defendants for allegedly aiding and abetting Ripple's violations. Why these Slack messages are important? Although Ripple had collected 82,000 Slack conversations, reviewed 7,054 of those, and produced 1,468 of them, the missing data consisted of well over 1 million messages, comprising terabytes of data, Tinero wrote. The Slack messages are an information set whose size eclipses that of Ripple's large email productions, corroborating testimony that Ripple employees communicated at least as often by Slack as by email. According to the SEC, the Slack messages produced show Ripple employees discussing issues directly relevant to disputes at the heart of this case, including A. discussions about Ripple's desire to create speculative trading in XRP, B. the effect of Ripple announcements and efforts on and Ripple's concerns as to the price of XRP, C. the relationship and central importance of XRP sales to Ripple's overall business, and D. the regulatory status of XRP. Ripple, Slack data collection burdensome and disproportionate. According to email correspondence between the SEC and Ripple's defense attorneys, Ripple already turned over private channel Slack messages for all of the custodians, but Ripple failed to disclose the direct messages, multi-party instant messages, and its public channel messages concerning XRP. Ripple has argued that the data collection, review, and production for all 33 custodians would be unduly burdensome and disproportionate to the needs of the case. According to Ripple's defense attorneys, the cost of recollecting all of the Slack direct messages and multi-party instant messages for just 5 of its key employees, CEO Garlinghouse, Chairman Larson, former CFO Ron Will, former Chief Compliance Officer Antoinette O'Gorman, and former head of Xspring Ethan Beard, former head of Xspring, a Ripple initiative to invest in companies, was over $70,000 US and yielded nearly 2 terabytes of data. Recollecting the Slack data for all 33 custodians was likely to cost at least $460,000 US, excluding hosting costs. In his letter, Tenero said the SEC had agreed to limit Ripple's Slack search to 22 designated document custodians, the 14 Ripple employees deposed for the case, plus 8 individuals from Ripple's original email list, to reduce the burden on Ripple. But Ripple only agreed to search the Slack messages of Garlinghouse and Larson and the direct messages and multi-party instant messages of 6 others, resulting in the current discovery stalemate. Federal law prohibited Slack from providing the SEC access to Ripple's corporate Slack account without Ripple's consent. The SEC had attempted to seek Ripple's consent, but Ripple refused, according to Tenero. Ripple should not be permitted to reap a reward from its discovery mistakes and refuse at the last minute to search for the documents it long ago agreed to search, Tenero wrote. The SEC is clearly overstretching, trying to prove that there's evidence of foul play on the Ripple side. But like I've told you guys time and time again, the SEC will likely not find any evidence to support their claims. Why? Ripple has been working closely with the government and regulators ever since their launch. But if the SEC finds anything, I'm sure it's all because they want to have a bargaining chip when it comes to the settlement table. Another exciting piece of news that's worth noting is this one by Reborn13. He tweets, "An entirely new economy is birthing as we move into this era of DeFi. There are so many great opportunities now presented to us as early adopters of this technology. So spend the time and effort it takes to learn how to capitalize on what is before you. Knowledge plus action equals $. Many of them. Ripple is designed to change the whole crypto game forever. Banks and other financial institutions are already opening up to the idea that Ripple offers faster cross-border transactions and on-demand liquidity without any down payment. Even though the banking tech team might work hard to try and catch up with RippleNet, the fact that this system is years ahead of the banking technology gives Ripple a head start. That means banks might try to replicate what Ripple is doing, but they can never do it the same way. Once the SEC lawsuit is over, the mass adoption for this network will begin. Every banking company will look to Ripple to provide them with their services and improve the existing cross-border network. Over time, almost every bank will be working with Ripple. What does that mean? Any XRP holder will profit from this mass adoption, and it will likely become the next big crypto millionaire. XRP shows signs of becoming the next crypto king and will probably hold that title for a long while. That's because this coin hasn't shown any signs of backing down without a fight. Unfortunately, the lawsuit only ended up exposing the SEC instead of putting Ripple on blast. We are now close to the crypto regulations, and most cryptos will likely fall during this period, but not XRP. This crypto has been under the SEC's radar, and it might be the only crypto with a sure chance of survival. So, in a way, the case with the SEC will work in favor of Ripple and XRP. When Ripple gets the regulatory clarity, no one will stop them, not even the SEC themselves. Thankfully, Ripple has continuously worked on improving its network, and they are about to launch new features, including the merge with Ethereum and possibly an NFT platform. This crypto company is outperforming everyone in the crypto space, and it will likely end up ruling them all. Without a doubt, we are witnessing the birth of a new age in the crypto space, and that's all thanks to the strong backing and the tech team behind Ripple. That said, time now to take a look at the technical analysis. Now, we're looking at the 45-minute time frame perspectives. XRP is in a condition in which it can complete decisive determinations, especially with the formation I discovered. As when looking at my chart now, we can watch the main formation forming here. This is an ascending triangle formation, marked with the blue boundaries in the structure. Within this formation, XRP has the coherent wave count from A to C already completed. Now, as XRP got rejected by the upper boundary in an increased bearish manner, This can be the fuel for the final completion of the formation. When XRP increases further with the bearish pressure here and finally closes below the lower boundary, the whole formation will be completed and XRP will likely continue bearishly to the downside till the lower levels be appointed. In this case, XRP is the target zone within the blue level marked at the 0.175 price zone. Once these levels have been reached, the situation needs to be elevated anew, and it has to be shown if XRP manages to hold this zone or continues further bearishly to the downside. It will be a very important development ahead. Now, with that in mind, remember, trade safely, guys. Please keep in mind, we're not a licensed financial advisor. All videos on this channel are intended for entertainment purposes only. Tell us what you think in the comment section below and let's have a conversation. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and to click on the subscribe button below. Turn on notifications so you get informed whenever we post our amazing content. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next video.